Okay, my name is Diana Armstrong, and I live at 116 West Morton. So I'm one of the few people that lives a stone's throw from Highway 95. You all know where Morton is, east and west, and I live on west. And so I'm very close, and so this impacts me in a personal way. And so one of the things that I am concerned about is falling property values, to put it in sort of selfish terms, but I am concerned about that. Another thing is that at night, I mean, those are going to go through at night, so we're talking about tremendously bright lights, and we're also talking about 20 or 30 vehicles. I went down and looked at them going past on Highway 12, and I just want to make sure that everybody understands it's not a megaload, it's like a parade. There's a porta potty, there's police, there's the vehicles that have all the little flags, there's maybe 20, maybe, I don't know, it's very long, it's huge. So it's going to be going by my house. And if you know East Morton, there's a lot of traffic that comes in to Main Street on that side. On my side, it's a dead-end street, so there's no traffic. But on East Morton, there's an awful lot of people that live over on that side. There's apartment houses, there's, it's pretty dense. It's gotten really dense since I've lived here. I've lived here since 1976, so I've seen the traffic coming in on the north side of town change a lot. And when they come in from east, it comes that you come up over a hill. So, well, anyway, if anybody's got that could be an issue for accidents. I could see accidents happening at that particular intersection. So, on the local level, you wanted to hear a little bit about the local level. I'm pretty close. Yeah, 116. I could throw a rock from my property to Highway 95. So I'm not in favor of it for just these selfish reasons. But of course, I'm not in favor of it for all the other reasons either, because of, you know, determining wearing and tearing on the streets. I mean, the fact that they're going to go through town when students are getting out of the bars, and I can see people getting run over. Not maybe by the Megaload, but by a flagger trying to get around so that he can set the flags up. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Helen Yost, representing Wild Idaho Rising tonight. Helen?
Well, I'm not really sure where to start. I have multiple reasons why I oppose these loans. Some of them local, some of them vastly far-reaching.
Can you please state your name and address?
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Helen Yost, YOST, 1019 South Logan here in Moscow.
Thank you.
So some of the reasons are both personal and also broader concerns for the community all around the globe. You might want to know, Wild Idaho Rising title put together a paper. It's about 16 pages long. It's all referenced with citations and everything that I'll hand you when we're finished here, and it's also going to be made available to the public and press as well. That addresses the key issue that we stand for as a group, and that is we challenge any kind of project that is going to cause all the adverse harms that come from climate change. In this particular instance, of course, these megaloads, half height or not, are bound for the Alberta tar sands. And of course, there is lots of documented damage, native community health impacts, severe rises in cancer, tumors on fish, massive bird die-offs from landing in the toxic ponds that surround the refineries that develop, that dig up this ground. It's the second fastest deforestation rate in the whole world. It strips off the boreal forest. It could be a size of Florida that's going to be impacted up in Canada. Some of our best last freshwater reserves are up in these Arctic regions, and in fact where they're doing this mining is one of the greatest wetland ecosystems on the whole earth. Not only that, but of course, out of all that destruction comes just a really large emission of greenhouse gases and carbon compounds into the air. Some people say it's the largest source of carbon emissions, the largest single point of emissions of carbon greenhouse gases anywhere in the entire world. Certainly, for sure, in North America, it is the largest source. There's lots of other ways we could go in terms of alternative energy, and as as an educated and responsible community, we certainly shouldn't be facilitating the damage that climate change is going to bring to the entire world. And not just to the entire world, here to the coast too. There's going to be warmer winters. There's more precipitation overall. The time of the seasons is going to change. We rely heavily on wheat crops and other agriculture here. That's going to be sadly impacted. And all the people who live near the ocean all across the world are going to be damaged and lose their homes, ultimately, because we let these trucks go through. I could go on and on with all both the human ethical dimensions of why this is wrong, but also all the environmental risks that will fall upon all of us if we let these trucks through.
Thank you.
I hope you take responsible action. Thank you.
Thank you.
And here's everybody.
Brett Haverstick. Hi, Brett.
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Yeah.
Well, this is a relief. I got a chance to speak at about 11:15 at the Hamilton Indoor Rec Center, so
Got you on early. Yeah.
I'll get to bed a little bit earlier tonight. I wanted to thank you again for the opportunity to
Brett,
speak.
give us your address.
Yes, thank you. Brett Haverstick, P.O. Box 8193 here in Moscow. So I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'd like to come out right away and say that I am opposed to US 95 and downtown Moscow from being transformed into an industrial corridor. After studying this issue for the past 15 months, I think this threat is long-term, and I think Exxon Imperial Oil has their sights on using the Port of Lewiston for the long term. And if US 12 is not a feasible option, Washington Avenue and US 95 will become the preferred route, and how this community will look, how it will feel, and how it functions will be very, very different. And I'm scared about that. I really am. I enjoy living in Moscow. I'm proud to live in Moscow. And I'm extremely disappointed in the leadership put forth by Moscow City Council when they passed that backdoor resolution. The message tonight that I have to the Sustainable Commission this evening is think globally and act locally. My generation, that is what we've been taught my entire life, yet when it comes down to city governments and state governments and other governments, it's business as usual. So I see a huge hypocrisy here, whereas we're teaching our children one thing in the university, well, in the halls of our governments, they're taking a completely different action. So something's got to give. We are all connected, and we are all one world, and I honestly believe that. And so the decisions that we make here affect our neighbors. It doesn't matter if there are neighbors in Lewiston or if there are neighbors in Canada. We are one race. I think this is a wonderful, exciting opportunity for the Sustainable Commission to take a stand and say, no, this is wrong on so many levels. Someone needs to take a stand. I think this is a great opportunity for you to say, hey, why not us? We are faced as a society right now with a major question: addiction to oil or a transformation to renewable resources. Why can't the city of Moscow take that step and be a leader not only in the state of Idaho but in our region? We got millions of people around the world begging for leadership. You have a great opportunity. Am I up on time? 22 seconds. Please set an example for our youth. We're a pedestrian-first community. I got little kids riding bikes all the day, walking on streets, and we're about ready to say, yes, the tar sands is cool. It's okay. That is not the message to be sending to our children. Last but not least, the tar sands. Well, I'll skip that. I want to thank Mayor Cheney for her leadership. I'm a big fan of Mayor Cheney right now. I think she's shown genuine leadership, and she should be thanked for all the work that she's doing. I think we need new leadership on City Council, and when we go to the polls in November, maybe we'll get some new leadership. And think globally, act locally. This is not about Moscow. This is about the planet.
Thank you, Brett.
Thank you.
Okay, Ashley Lipscomb. You got a name and address, Ashley, thanks.
Yep, I'm right on it. Ashley Lipscomb, 330 North Jefferson Street. To the Sustainable Environment Commission. Your commission was created for a purpose: to solicit advice and information about sound environmental management practices for promoting the public health and safety of the citizens of Moscow. The principles of sustainability are not limited to the city of Moscow alone. Sustainability is a global concept with implications beyond our region. One of the principles of sustainability includes maintaining and, if possible, enhancing the quality of the environment. Allowing large shipments for the purpose of invasive oil extraction processes says that Moscow only cares about the appearance of being a sustainable community and not the quality of the environment. As a commission, don't be rendered powerless because Councilman Walter Steed prematurely motioned to invite ExxonMobil to our town. Please take a stance before City Council, all Idaho government entities, U.S. and foreign governments, and the global community stating Moscow does not support the movement of oil extraction equipment or environmental degradation. Economic growth in Idaho should never trump the public health and safety of any global community. Please look at this issue in the broadest possible context. The Commission may not be able to stop the tar sands, but the Commission can and should denounce the use of our community for environmental destruction. Thank you.